Yes, I do. Do you have me? Okay. All right, you can get that Facebook and app hit going whenever you are ready. Also, is my mic on right now? Okay. I think this tally light is out. I'll keep an eye on it out of the corner of my eye, but yeah. Well, that's a big one. Good afternoon, this is Chief Meteorologist Alex Kirchner of the 13 Weather Authority. We are keeping an eye on a couple different things this afternoon. The big one is severe weather, mainly for southern Wisconsin. That's where a tornado watch is out now. That'll be in effect until 9 p.m. This includes Green, Rock, and Walworth counties. Again, the threats would be a couple tornadoes, large to even very large hail, and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. As for northern Illinois, storms may roll through or they could hug into southern Wisconsin, and that is it. So that's why we're not seeing that watch extended anywhere else yet. So the areas shaded in yellow there, again, mainly for southern Wisconsin. These are the spots where severe weather is likely this evening. Rest of us, kind of wait and see, and we'll go over the radar, we'll go over future track in just a second to kind of break these threats down for you. But as we look at things in general, you can see that southern Wisconsin, including right along the Illinois-Wisconsin state line, is at a 2 out of 5 for severe weather. So scattered severe storms likely in that yellow shaded area. Everywhere else is down to a 1, so this could mean some isolated severe storms are possible, but the risks, the chances are much lower in the green areas. So I do think we'll see some severe weather in yellow here, so that does cover much of Wisconsin, and it kind of is wait and see. We're in that kind of holding pattern to see if they manage to extend into northern Illinois later on this evening. Here is radar, and this is about the only activity we're seeing right now. Storms are just starting to maybe bubble up here in northeastern Iowa. They'll move into Wisconsin and could go severe from there. So really quiet this afternoon. So that's why we're still in a holding pattern. We have to kind of watch this general area to see how quickly are these storms going to bubble up, and then do they move more eastward? Do they kind of then take a turn to the southeast? That's kind of what we're waiting and seeing right now, and really expecting to see this activity blossom over the rest of this afternoon. The reason why, here is satellite and radar, and note there's a lot of clearing kind of going on right ahead of these storms, starting to see some clouds bubble up along with all of this, so it's definitely a prime environment to get these storms going. It's just that they're, again, just starting. Everywhere else is quiet, so as you go throughout the rest of your early evening, you don't have to worry about any storms yet. This likely wouldn't be a threat until after 8 o'clock at the earliest tonight. That's kind of how things are playing out right now. So let's get you over to Future Track. I'm going to show you 2 different models. The first model showing, again, these storms starting to brew up over the course of the early evening. Take note here, we're getting closer to 7 o'clock. Got some scattered severe weather well to the north of us, some spotty, strong storms possible just to the north of Rock County. And we'll continue to see the storms mainly stay on that end of the Badger State and really not bother us much. That's why those risk levels go down the farther south you go. Later on tonight, still seeing storms to our north. We've got a pretty quiet night ahead. This is the other model, though, and note this one I think is ahead of the game. It's looking a lot more active off to our northwest, so that's why I'm not necessarily considering this one or putting a lot of weight into it, but I do want to show you again a possible scenario here in that we do get those storms to kind of move to the southeast, and so this is why that tornado watch then extends just along the state line. We've got strong storms here, possible just general thunderstorms into northern Illinois by about 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then isolated strong storms closer to 11 o'clock into northern Illinois, along with some heavy rainfall. They exit from there. So those are kind of the two scenarios that may play out here. Either storms stay just to our north across the board, or we do get that round of stronger storms to come in after about 8 o'clock. So risk threats are pretty low currently. Looking at damaging winds and large hail, the main threats here. Keep in mind, tornadoes, flooding, rainfall still possible. I think if anything, though, our best chances for severe weather would be those damaging wind gusts and that large hail threat. When it comes to just kind of any actions you can take right now, again, may not see severe weather at all tonight, but anytime we do start to talk about there's a watch here, we've got severe weather potential, just double check some of these things. Is your weather radio ready to go? Do you have the 13 Weather Authority app? Do you have ways to get alerts and multiples of those just in case one doesn't work? May as well charge up your phone tonight, know where the flashlights are. You don't have to necessarily get them out, but just take note of, okay, I kept one in the kitchen cupboard, one's under the sink, or one is, out in the garage. I kind of know where these things are in case I need them in a pinch, and really charging up the phones, iPads, that kind of thing. Have those ready to go just in case the power goes out and you still need to get those severe weather alerts. And then just take note of your plans. I wouldn't say cancel your evening plans just yet, just because, again, you saw how quiet it is and it's going to take a while before those storms roll in. But these are the little things that you're going to want to keep in the back of your mind over the next couple hours, and really any time that we talk about strong thunderstorms. And the reason why we're talking about strong thunderstorms is obviously the heat, so we're going to address that right now. Current temperatures well into the 90s. One thing I'm noting here, there are a couple spots that have leapt all the way up to 100, and I'm starting to think that some of this might be just really weird readings because Winnebago was at the low 90s just a second ago and now is jumping all the way up to 100. So I do think some of this might be some reading errors. I generally think it's the middle to low 90s as the actual temperatures. So just a note, we will continue to see if that verifies or not, but I really don't think Winnebago's jumped all the way up to 101 over the last hour, unless there is a massive warm front that managed to come through without really a lot of us noticing. I think that the low 90s are kind of right where the temperature's at. There might be some anomalous readings there. When it comes to the heat index, upper 90s, it feels like close to 100. So I can believe that when it comes to that level of humidity. So you're going to want to take it easy this evening. It is full on like dog days of summer kind of weather out there right now. And it does end up possibly setting a couple records. This morning, we only cooled to 68 degrees. That would break the overnight temperature, the overnight low record by a couple degrees. That was set at least most recently in 1979. We'll have to see if that verifies later tonight. And then 91 for Rockford so far ties 2011 for the hottest temperature we've seen on May 10th. So that is, again, a couple things to take note. We've got record-tying, record-breaking temperatures, lots of humidity, so plenty of energy for storms. Now we just have to see what how this all plays out then, where